Good morning. Good morning, my beautiful friends. This is your wake up call with Maui Paul. I am Maui Paul. We are here today to say some nice things about ourselves. Good morning, Shauna. Good morning, Lauren, coming in from Paradise. Good morning, Dan from Buford. I'm sure you're over at your house, Shauna. Hope that you are keeping warm and dry as all this snow starts to melt. Anyways, thanks so much to everybody for being here. Happy Tuesday to everybody. Indeed, we are here today to say some good stuff about us. And Pepper has once again come up with some more cards for us this week. So I'm going to pull a card that Pepper has selected. I'm going to ask you if you are the affirmation on the card, and we are going to respond out loud together. I am that affirmation. As we do that, we are building into our own lives. We are giving ourselves the perspectives that we need in order for us to just ultimately live out the best, being the best versions of ourselves. So, good morning, Virginia. Wonderful to see you here this morning. So let's have some fun today. Let's pull a card off the top of the deck and say that today I am bold. I am bold. I recognize opportunity and move decisively. So I am bold. I recognize opportunity and move decisively. Are you bold? You are bold. You recognize opportunity and move decisively. I'm going to write that down in the comments. I encourage you guys to do the same thing. As we write down these affirmations, it just engages a different portion of our brains. And that really helps us to cement it in our minds that these things are true, that we are bold, that we do recognize opportunity, and we do move decisively. So I am bold. You are bold as well. Looks like Pepper has put a snapping turtle on there. Well, that is a very bold, as a very bold animal. And you're pretty bold too if you were trying to pet one of those. But we are indeed bold people. And I was talking with a friend of mine last night, and we were talking about how sometimes people who are very wealthy will pretend that they are not wealthy, and sometimes people who are not wealthy will pretend that they are. And I remarked to the guy, I said, the one of the ways that we can typically tell that somebody has done well in life is that they are just uh, that these people tend to be very bold, and it's hard to hide that. You can hide your wealth level by not driving a fancy car, or you can hide your wealth level by living in a modest home. But it's very difficult to hide when somebody is bold. It's very hard. It's very difficult to hide when we are the sorts of people who see that there's an opportunity and then jump all over that opportunity, because that internal characteristic is something that I found that most people who are successful in life have, because ultimately we have to be bold. We have to recognize that there's an opportunity and then jump on it. And the people who recognize opportunity and then jump on it ultimately get outsized results. The people who recognize that there's an opportunity and then immediately move to seize that opportunity are the sorts of people who tend to do much better in life. You know, the timid are caught out just as often as the bold are, but the timid never receive any kind of result, because the timid don't actually do the don't actually take the risks. And so when people who take risks get rewards, and sometimes those risks are not rewarded. People who don't take risks don't get rewards, and sometimes not taking those risks also is not rewarded. And so ultimately, the folks who take risks are more likely to be successful than the folks who don't. And so let's recognize opportunity today. Let's move decisively when we do see that opportunity. Let's trust our instincts. Let's trust our knowledge. Let's trust our wisdom. Let's trust our experience. Let's recognize that if we see something as being an opportunity, that that we owe it to ourselves to make moves to capitalize on that opportunity. I don't know about you, but in many cases in life, I have thought about doing something and then talked myself out of it, and then later on watched as somebody else did it more poorly than I ever would have done it, and received a bigger benefit than I could have imagined. And in the end, I felt bad about it because I had talked myself out of doing something that ultimately I somebody else proved would have worked. Maybe you experienced this in your world. Maybe you've experienced that that pain that comes from watching somebody else execute something that you talked yourself out of, and do it not as well as you would have done it, and then experience the benefits that you could have experienced. I know that I've experienced that pain myself. I know that I've seen that happen. And so because of this, now I choose to capitalize on these opportunities when I see them. I choose to talk myself into them. I choose to ask myself, I say, well, self, what is going to be the pain of not doing this? If somebody else does this and and experiences the rewards for doing it, how am I going to feel about that? And oftentimes that is plenty of motivation for me to move forward, to move decisively in the direction of that opportunity. In order for us to move decisively, we have to cut off all other possibilities. We have to realize that if we chase two birds, we are going to lose them both. And so we have to decide. We have to say, okay, well, what is the best thing that we could possibly do with our time and our effort and energy, and then work decisively toward that best thing. So I am bold today. I recognize opportunity and move decisively, and you are bold as well. So let's do that today. Let's recognize that opportunity, and when we see that opportunity, let's be brave and make bold moves in order to seize it. All right, I want to say thank you to everybody who has come by today. Good morning to Shauna and Lauren and Dan, Virginia. Wonderful to see everybody here. Thank you so much for coming. I will return tomorrow at 9 a.m. with another one of these. Until then, I have a midwife appointment here. I have a midwife appointment here very shortly, so I'm going to go on over to that midwife appointment. Yeah, things are getting very close, very very close as far as our daughter coming by. So to excited for that to happen. So I will talk to you guys tomorrow at 9 a.m. Until then, this is your daily reminder. I love you. I care about you. I think that you're amazing. And yeah, I look forward to seeing all the bold moves that you will be making soon enough. Dan is absolutely right. If you have a plan B, you'll talk yourself into using it. So let's not use our plan Bs. Let's have our plan A and execute with some bravery today, because we are bold and we recognize opportunity and move decisively. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow at 9 a.m. Until then, aloha from paradise.